Okay, to this day, I'm not sure, but it was Garth Brooks and it was Chris Gaines, and I think they were the same guy. But
there's no way they were
it was
the
not the
same
same
guy.
guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait. Hello and welcome back. We're here once again in the sub basement of the television studio with the mysterious curator from the Merrill Movie Museum, and he's brought us
Alfred Hitchcock.
I don't know what this is. It's very weird looking, though. I'm not comfortable with it.
Well, this is something that I don't believe has ever been seen on television before, although it was intended to be seen on television.
Oh, my.
If you're familiar with I won't say hilarious, but if you're familiar with the comic strip that exists called Dilbert by Scott Adams,
Yes.
they made this comic strip. They went on and made an animated series of it. Well, what's the next logical step? They were talking about
Bury
a
it
live
forever.
action.
Bury it forever, and we never see it again.
E.T. video game.
Well, that's what happened when they decided they were going to try to make a live action series. So they were going to make a live action Dogbert series, and they filmed a pilot for the series. And of course, they had to make a live action version of Dogbert. And this puppet alone,
What's a dog?
It's a fully detailed animatronic Dogbert puppet, and it moves around. It's got its limbs, it's got its feet, and it's got a.
Time out. That is not a dog. That ain't a dog.
That may well be why they didn't go forward with making a series, because they made a pilot and everybody decided, nope, we're not doing that. But even when they're making a pilot for something, they've got to go in, and if it's a series where they're making detailed creatures or there's a lot of money and effort that goes into it. So somebody put a lot of money and effort into making a Dogbert puppet.
He's got worms. It looks like he's all bloated.
That nobody ever saw until now here on Nightmare Theater.
Wow. So
that's called an exclusive.
It is a world exclusive here, and I don't know that we should be proud of it. But so you say this is a puppet. So how was this operated exactly?
Well, I think this one in particular was probably mechanically controlled via remote control. You can kind of see in here there are some.
Horrific.
Oh my
If
God.
we look in the back here, you can kind of see a little bit of the inner workings, and
Good Lord.
there's a lot of mechanical, wires and stuff. You can kind of hear as I move the head around a little bit. They obviously wouldn't have moved the head around on the show with somebody holding the hand on top of it. They probably would have had a remote control that operated the head.
And somebody thought this was a good idea.
Somebody thought, first of all, that Dilbert was a good idea,
Well, that's not true.
and then that a live-action Dilbert TV series. Or I'm unclear, it may have just been a Dogbert TV
Sarah
series.
McLachlan would even walk away from this.
Yeah, I think so. Nobody's adopting this mutt.
I've never seen such a thing as this. This is, oof. And I mean, luckily we've seen some great puppeteering in movies. We've talked about it before on down here in the sub basement about things done by the Jim Henson Creature Factory and people who are really talented. And then there's this thing that's not really the best. I mean, this is
Unsightly.
Yeah, this is disturbing. I'm going to leave the sub basement this weekend. Oh, it's sub basement, isn't it? I'm going to leave very, very disturbed. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. This leaves me cold. I'm not going to lie.
Well, and in fairness, this has aged somewhat since it was originally made. So some of the creep factor is, the discoloration.
Oh no, the creep factor was built into this thing.
Oh yeah, it's creepy nonetheless. This is some Five Nights at Freddy's territory here.
Can I borrow this? I might take this down when Sapo's sleeping and put it in his bed next to him.
I think that's.
I think it would be really fun.
Oh my God.
He has always wanted a puppy.
He does. You've always wanted a dog.
Not this one. His head is like the Exorcist. It's on backwards.
Well, I'm going to say, curator, you've brought us zombies and werewolves and even Jack Nicholson's head, but nothing has been quite as disturbing as this Dogbert puppet. This will haunt my dreams. This is nightmare fuel for sure. Anyway, why don't you folks get back to the movie here on Nightmare Theater?
That is not a dog.